Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video here on the TrackDigits channel. I'm here to give you guys the latest metrics, updates, price movements, and vesting releases from Magiccraft, so you can go ahead and either get into the token, get out of the token, see what is happening with your investment, and more. All of the latest data right now. Let's get into it. As everybody's well aware, Magiccraft is a very popular crypto game. And if you haven't yet invested in the token, then you might be looking to get into it. Or perhaps you did participate in one of the funding rounds and you want to know whether you should sell, buy, or whatnot. Before we get into this is not financial advice. And if you want to see any of these token metrics yourself, all you have to do is quickly go down to the description and sign up for TrackDigits for free so you can see all of this plus 200 other tokens in our database. Let's go ahead and get started. So we see here as our first points of data, the upcoming releases. Here we can review when the next tokens are going to be released. By the time of creating this video, tomorrow is actually going to be the first token release on the 21st of February 2023. You can click over here and see what categories will be vesting at that time. We're seeing private, advisors, staking team, and the ecosystem. Altogether, that will be around 18.4% of the circulating supply and 361% current daily trading volume. The amount of tokens all combined will be around 402,000. And like I said before, 5 categories will be vesting. If you participated in the private round, or if you are, for instance, an advisor or on the team, you will be getting these amounts of tokens unlocked at the time. Now, this is going to mean a couple of things for the price movement, and we'll get to that in just a second. Over here, you can also review the other token releases. As you can see, it is monthly. So the next one will be the 21st of March, April, May, etc. Now, what you can see, however, is that this unlock is significantly larger than the one in March. Reason for that being that many categories will not be vesting anymore after this. For instance, February, the private category will be vesting, but on March, no, not anymore. So regarding the private sale, 9.14% investment ROI for that. So all of the people that participated in the private sale and were to sell right now were to get 9% back on their investment. Not too shabby here in this bear market. Obviously, later down the line, you can track these tokens and then you will get updates when it releases. That is currently not available in the TrackDigits Alpha, however. Moving down here, we can see the vesting graph and the tokenomics graph. Tokenomics, of course, you can see the total percentage allocated to what category. You can see that right over here. What is more interesting, however, is the interactive vesting graph. So right now, of course, we are at the February the 20th. So yeah, this is the last big vesting actually. So that's very interesting information. As you can see from the 2022 around the same time of year, the vesting started picking up quite dramatically. Why is that? Well, it's because the private sale investors started vesting their tokens. There's a couple of other categories that started vesting at that time, such as the advisors, staking started being available, and the team started vesting as well. At this time, the public sale was already fully vested. So that was all the way back in 2021 with a 100% TGE. And all of this supply, all of these extra tokens flooding the market has already happened. This is going to be the last major vesting release. After that is going to be very, very small releases over the span of several years, all the way upwards to 2026. The only categories that will remain vesting are the staking and the ecosystem. So the team will be fully vested, private will be fully vested, and all of these other ones will be vested as well, such as the advisors. What is that going to mean? Of course, none of this is financial advice and we cannot give estimations or predictions, but usually what happens if a token doesn't have any more selling pressure is the price will likely start going up a little bit more because there's not constantly new people getting their tokens and selling these tokens. But we will see that coming back here in the price movement, where we can actually review and analyze what happens when one of these vesting releases occurs. For instance, over here, this is January 21st. That's a couple of releases ago. 5 categories vested. I would assume that those are the same categories over here: private advisor, staking team, and ecosystem. So 5 categories vested on January 21st. These were the amount of tokens released, market value, investor PL, and investment ROI. Good returns once again. And what we can see here is very interesting. Overall, when a vesting occurs, before the vesting occurs, 72 hours before the vesting, we can see that the price goes up. After the vesting, investors, team members, advisors seem to be selling their tokens as the price of Magiccraft goes down. Here you can see the same thing happening in November 21st and the same pattern repeating itself in December 21st. The only noticeable change is in January, the opposite actually happened. Now, that is mostly, of course, because these metrics cannot give you a guarantee. They can only give you a pattern that will most likely happen, but not always. Clicking over here, we can actually see the average price trend, which is actually before vesting, the price will be up by around 5 to 0.73%. After the vesting occurs, it will go down between 42% and 2.9%. This is very common because as soon as the vesting happens, many investors are going to sell their tokens, and that is going to make the price go down. So very interesting information to be found over here. You can also see the price when the vesting actually releases of what the price of the token at that moment is. Moving down here, we can see more information regarding the tokenomics. We can see the flat out vesting data. So if you want to see more information on Magiccraft tokenomics, you can do that here. Once again, you can track and see the next unlock. Public, obviously already vested back in 2021 with a 100% TGE. Private, these tokens are now going to end tomorrow. The last vesting release is going to happen for the private sale. Same for the advisors and for the team members. As you can see, 3 months, the tokens were locked. And after that, they vested for 1 year, ending now. Ecosystem will continue vesting for 4 years or 3 years because it already vested for 1 year. Same as staking, as it has a 60 months linear release. So that will also be going for quite a while longer. So that is pretty much all that you need to know about Magiccraft. You can go over here to read their white paper, find their socials, their website, see their current price, their contract, etc. So this should be everything that you needed to know about Magiccraft, whether you want to buy, whether you want to sell. Now you have all of the information that you need. Now, before I let you guys go, Magiccraft is not the only project in the TrackDigits database. You can go over here to the search bar and type in any project. We have over 250 projects in the database right now, and most likely any project that you would like would be in here, whether that would be Unbound Finance, MetaMate, literally anything drives. And if there is not a project in there that if there's a project that's not in there that you want to be in there, you can go over to our Discord and you can request any token to be added, and the TrackDigits team will do their best to get that in there as soon as possible. For now, however, thank you guys so much for joining in, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.